Hello, great people. I'm Danielle Pierce, creator of Real Estate Profit Lab. And as you can see, I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go, just like everyone else in the country right now. So, with that being stated, I thought I would do a video on um, COVID 19 and the effects on property preservation. I've gotten a few questions about it in inboxes and DMs and things like that. So, I just like to try to do a video to answer general questions like this because I don't like responding to DMs. It takes too much time out of the day. All right. So do me a favor, come in, say hi, like, subscribe, share. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you'll come back. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. All right. With that being said, let's get into it. I want to share my screen in just a second because there's a couple of articles that I want you to see because I like to not only prove my point by my words, but also by, other sources to back it up. So with that being stated, I think that property preservation will be fine during this epidemic, this pandemic, I should say. It has been fine, and unfortunately, it tends to thrive in conditions just like what we're experiencing right now. But again, I don't want to just throw words at you. I'm going to go ahead and click over and share my screen and show you some articles that I think you'll find helpful for those of you who like to do your research and do your Googles and things like that. So, all right, first article I want you to see is that, one second. Foreclosures were actually down um, last year, like around December or so. Um, where'd the article go? Here. This is from dsnews.com. This is a free website which you could subscribe to and check it out if you, to learn more and get better information than what you see on the mainstream media sometimes. But this is an article from December of 19. So basically, 3.5 months ago. And this is the CEO of MCS, and she's saying how, inventory is down, which anybody who's in the industry can attest to that inventory, had been trending downward because foreclosures were down, people were paying their bills, they were employed, life's great, the economy is booming, the recession, the stock market is booming, all is well. Contrast that with an article from, so this is December 3rd, 2019. So we'll say 4 months ago. And now we have in March, let's see, record unemployment. Same website, dsnews.com. So record unemployment. So what does that mean? It means that in the last 2 weeks of March, apparently 10 million people filed for unemployment benefits. In fact, they even opened up unemployment benefits to include gig work economy. So people who drive Uber, Lyft, Instacart, Grubhub, anything where you could just sign up and use an app to make money. Those people were included to be eligible for unemployment benefits for the first time. And not only that, they were eligible for an additional $600 on top of their regular weekly benefit for unemployment. So they're throwing out a lot of money out there. So it seems anyway. So again, 10 million folks applied for unemployment the last 2 weeks of March. Another trend or a thing that I've been noticing too, and you guys can let me know what you think. I know I've done a video a couple days ago about the SBA loans that are available to small business owners, how you can get $10,000 right away within 3 days. Ain't happened yet. For those of you who watch my video, they still ain't dropped me $10,000. But anyway, I'll keep y'all posted on that. It's supposed to be Wednesday now, so we'll see. So $10,000 up front, that's not, you don't have to pay back, and then loans up to $1 million at 1% interest. Y'all, let me just say this. It's a shit show right now with those SBA loans. The White House and the people in government are saying one thing, but the banks are responding like, well, I don't know. Bank of America had initially said that they were not going to give any of these loans to anyone who did not already have an existing Bank of America loan. But then, people raised hell, which as they rightfully should. And then they reversed it to say, okay, we'll lend to everybody. So basically they were putting stipulations on money that was being given to them to lend out to people with relaxed criteria. So, but that's just Bank of America, operating how they've always operated historically. But yeah, it's a shit show. So everybody's promising all this money, but to my knowledge, I don't know anybody who's gotten it. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs. So I haven't gotten it. And I applied, pretty early on in the process. So again, we're just waiting to see how that's going to shake out. But for right now, people do not know how it's going to shake out. What's another issue? People aren't paying rent. Um, More than a few tenants have opted out of paying rent because they saw a headline somewhere that they did not have to they did not have to pay rent because the banks were waiving mortgage payments, right? That's true for a small group of people, but it ain't true for every single person that has a loan. And it's weird that so many people who are renting just automatically assume that they cannot pay rent because of something that they saw on TV without even fully understanding the depth of what is being offered. And then also, I mentioned that the SBA loans for small businesses was a shit show. These mortgage deferments are another one as well. And the reason being that the the banks haven't figured out how they're going to roll out the program. They haven't figured out if they're going to still charge interest. They haven't figured out if they're going to waive those payments or add them to the back end, or just add it to month 4 and have a balloon payment. They have not literally not figured out how this is going to work. So you have all these folks who are thinking that they're going to get these payments waived or deferred, and that's probably not how that's going to shake out. People are going to end up losing their properties. That's just the unfortunate reality of it, especially dealing with what places like Bank of America, and especially if you're someone who signs off on documents without fully reading the fine print, right? Saw another article which you might find interesting, since we're talking about how COVID is going to affect property preservation. So preservation is, of course, the repair and maintenance of foreclosed properties, mainly foreclosed. Sometimes you get what's called PFC, or pre-foreclosure properties. But this is an article from, this is not a free website, so you got to pay to get information from here, which I found I get better information anyway when you pay for it, just like with anything else. But this article came out April the 2nd, and it says home lenders are bracing for up to 15 million mortgage defaults. This number could be low, this number could be high, but at this point, people don't know. And given that the average American doesn't have $500, I can't see how people are going to recover from missing, a month or 2 months or 3 months of work. I just saw an article about AMC, and it said that the AMC probably is not going to be like AMC is probably done. AMC is probably done because I think that we'll be shut down until June, if not longer. I think that we're being spoon fed so people don't lose their mind. And again, the movie theater chain can't sustain all these months of not having any revenue coming in. So I think that again, AMC is probably done for. But to this point, this article here on National Mortgage News, I think that this 15 million mortgage defaults could probably be a low number, to be honest. I just see the conversations, kind of in the Facebook groups and the LinkedIn groups, on other social media platforms, amongst insiders in the industry and, senior management professionals. And I think that the fallout is going to be felt for a very, very long time. So what does that mean? It means that, when foreclosures go up, property preservation activity increases right along with it. I ain't happy about it because, like I said, I've been through a foreclosure before, but that has happened. That just happens to be the way that it is. For right now, the industry is still, chugging along. People are still working on properties. People are still being assigned to properties. If you are in a state where you have to, I guess, have permission to be out, going to a job, you can just easily print a work order out and just, go to the property, do whatever you got to do, and then, come on back home. I can't think of anything more essential than real estate, right? Another thing that's also essential is construction. I was reading another article. If you guys can't tell, I've been spending a lot of time, uh, reading, and construction is also essential as well. So it took a hit with COVID-19 because of, for obvious reasons, less people out working, reduction in jobs, et cetera, et cetera. But it's still operating right now. So people who are in the new construction um, industry, or those who are in the trades in general, they can still find work. all you gotta do is drive past a Home Depot or Lowe's and you'll see for yourself, like those parking lots are completely full. People are basically saying like, well, I guess if I gotta be at home, I should make sure that my home looks as nice as I want it to, or get or finish all these projects that I've been wanting to work on, because now I have all the time in the world and I want to get the projects completed. Everybody is not struggling, right? Everybody is not struggling. And not to say that many people aren't, because that's certainly, we could certainly make a case for that. But everybody is not struggling. So during this time, if your skill set is something like trades, carpentry, electrical work, HVAC work, roofing, this is a good time for you. And the same for people who are in life insurance, and also estate planning attorneys as well, because nothing makes you think about, not having your shit together other than the threat of imminent death or people dying all around you. And that's not to be morbid and say that, I'm excited about any of this that I'm talking about, but I know that it's accurate. I had to get my estate planning docs done twice because the first time was messed up. But the second time I got it done, not even maybe 4 or 6 weeks ago. I mean, she didn't give me no discount because there was the Corona was kind of just heating up then in the US. Like, she didn't give me a discount. I was just like, okay, well, this is the price. So I think people in certain industries will still do well. And property preservation is one of those. I think even if you wanted to get started with just doing inspections, so not full-blown home inspections, you guys, so not like the 2-3 hour ones where you go and inspect the whole property, but just the ones where you're checking to see if a property is still occupied. I mean, you could start with doing those. And to do that, I would recommend that you not inbox me, but just pay for the ebook, because it's a list of inspection companies in there. The ebook is only $21. I'm just going to keep it out there because it's a good way to, it has a lot of good information in it. It has a very strong overview of property preservation, tax lien investing. It has 30 different side hustles, talk about the FEMA inspections. One of my subscribers mentioned that the FEMA inspections were kind of on hold right now, but eventually that'll change because there's only 2 companies that have the FEMA contract, right? So that's in there. And what else did I forget? Oh, starting a business and building business credit. I think all those things are critical right now. I think that to the extent that you can make money outside of a job or somebody telling you what to do, when to do, and how to do it, I think that you'll do well. I think if you're dependent or you're dependent upon an employer or a job in an industry that is suffering right now, I think that, people are having a really hard time with that. So I'm well aware of both sides of the fence, because again, I've been on both. So the ebook is a good way for you to get a lot of information for a little bit of money and just kind of see if this chick Danielle knows what she's talking about and if any of her stuff could be validated. And then, to kind of screen and see, what's all included in this, 30, I think it's 38 pages or something like that. So I recommend that you do that. I'll drop the link down below in the pinned comment, as I always do, and in the post description as well. But property preservation will be fine. Tax lien investing is another one that will be fine. Some of the sales will take place more sales will take place online rather than live auctions because, for obvious reasons. But it's still going. It's going to be less competition, less people there, less people that have, money available. So prices should go down. And I mean, you could be on the right side of things if you play your cards right. And if you are not in a position to take advantage, then strongly see who you could partner with. Like, you don't need 10 people. You just need maybe 1 or 2 other people to make something happen. All right. So I'd encourage you to go buy the ebook. I'll put the link below. It's $21. Think about doing broker price opinions. I talked about that in another video. Those are definitely going to crack. Like that right there is basically a BPO is essentially a mini appraisal. Only real estate agents can do them, but you can get your license in just a couple weeks. I don't know how it's working now though with the Corona, because I want to get my life insurance license, but I can't because all the testing centers are closed. So for real estate agents, probably have to wait a couple, until the testing centers open or they come up with some way to do it online and do it virtually. But highly, highly recommend that because BPOs are ordered. And again, BPO is broker price opinion for real estate agents to complete. They're ordered for short sales, loan modifications, deed in lieu, and sometimes a refinance. So how many short sales, loan modification, deed in lieu requests do you see coming in the next, let's say, 3 to 6 months? It's going to be thousands and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people asking for these types of payment deferment or payment forbearance options. And what better way than for you to position yourself to be able to do these reports and get paid, probably every week with most companies, and have a steady flow of money coming in versus being on in another industry where that's not an option for you. So again, hopefully this was helpful. I just want to drop this video, like, subscribe, share. Those of you watching it on Instagram, follow me on YouTube. For those of you watching me on YouTube, you're in the best spot because I do all my best work here. In the meantime, sending you guys love, light, peace, blessings, grace, and clarity. I hope that you are staying healthy and virus-free and building up your immune system and preparing mentally for the new world. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.